Welcome back again. A lot of people don't know that my first book, How to Lose a Black Woman, is a Christian romance with a basic theme of man meets woman. Both men and women fall in love, but it's hell getting there. The next lady I'm introducing also brings her teachings of a spiritual love affair to the literary world. Her name is Sabriena Williams, and her book is entitled Wait Upon the Lord. I say wait. Here's the interview.
Just writing poems and, just writing. I always had a desire to write, so it's been with me from first I can remember.
Well, tell me a little bit about your book, Wait Upon the Lord, I Say Wait. Now, that's an interesting title. I love that. Wait upon the Lord, then you pause. I say wait. In other words, like you make it, like you, you emphasizing that. I like the title. First, what inspired the title, then what inspired the book.
Okay, what inspires the title is just like it says, wait upon the Lord, I say wait. I was that was a time in my life where I needed to wait, where I was expounding upon the process of waiting, and that title just was so appropriate for that time in my life. What inspired the book is I was going through a period in my life where I needed to evaluate some past relationships and a current relationship that I was in, and it just inspired me to go ahead and write this book. Although it is a Christian fiction book and it has fictional characters, some of the things in the book I can relate to being a woman who's waiting for God to send her ordained husband. So that's how the title, Wait Upon the Lord, I Say Wait, was inspired.
Okay. I like the book. A quick side question: where can I buy your book?
Right now, my book is purchased on my website, which is http:// wait on the Lord, I say wait, .weebly.com. I'm currently working on getting it on Amazon.com, but right now it can be purchased through my website.
Okay. Well, I do want to congratulate you on being ordained, and pretty much so. And every time I talk, you provide me inspiration. In fact, you've been providing me inspiration for the last few weeks, and I appreciate that. But what keeps you always embracing the day? What makes you happy?
What makes me happy is encouraging others. I think that my gift and my calling is that I'm a certified encourager. And so what makes me happy and keeps me going through the day is to be able to encourage someone else. So anytime I get an opportunity to encourage someone, that's uplifting my spirit as well.
Okay. Well, you work for an organization that deals with an issue that I care deeply about, which is domestic violence. Um, how do you keep people motivated to move on past their issues?
Well, first of all, I am a survivor of domestic violence, and me telling my story and encouraging other women about my story and how I was able to overcome some of those hurdles um, helps me to motivate others by knowing that if God did it for me, He can also do it for them. So, telling my story and freeing myself from the hands of domestic violence encourages me to encourage others.
Okay. Number seven sounds pretty much like number five, but I'm gonna ask this anyway, and I want you to speak specifically as an author, a mother, and a strong woman. I'm gonna actually rephrase the question. What keeps you grounded as an author, a mother, and a strong woman?
Well, what keeps me grounded is knowing that the words that I'm giving to others is also a word for myself. So it keeps me grounded knowing that the words that I put out, comes right back to me. So that's what keeps me grounded. I mean, I'm grounded in the fact of knowing that the strength that I have, that I can depart into others, and it just is an inspiration for me just to give whatever I can give. From my heart, from my soul, from my mind, and that's what keeps me going, is to know I have a gift on the inside of me that I can share with others.
Okay. Well, we've had discussions about my first book, which is a Christian romance. The Christian rom, well, in other words, the Christian market, while it being a very inspirational market, often often isn't seen as much, often isn't seen as we would like it to see. So, in other words, what do you think about the place Christian fiction has in our society?
Well, it's moving at a very slow pace right now. I mean, where people are more in tune to the reality shows and the drama and all that stuff that surrounds it. But people aren't more in tune to, getting stuff that will motivate them and educate them and talk from a faith-based perspective. So it's moving slow, but I have faith that it's going to be able to escalate at a rate where people will get hungry to read a word, um, similar to the stuff that you're writing, I'm writing, and other authors are writing. So even though it's at a slow pace right now, I just have faith and believe that um, very soon that people will get a hunger for Christian fiction and other Christian literature, and they'll want to read and research some of the things that we're writing, talking about.
Well, one thing, a discussion I had with an earlier author who's a mystery suspense author. One thing that I find interesting, which is great, which is one thing that you do, and one thing that we all should do because he does it too. If you can teach someone in your book, I, as well as entertain, I think you've won half the battle, and I think you do that with your book. And personally, I can see that while we still move at a slow pace, I believe that we can get there.
Yeah, we will. We will get there. I think it takes, authors like yourself, other authors out there in the arena to all just stand together and, keep moving forward. And we will get there, one book at a time.
Okay, because that actually spills into my next question. Why, what can we do, with so many people turning away from God in the media? In fact, it's almost as if you mention one word of the Lord and it's like, see ya.
Mm.
What can we as warriors for Christ actually do?
Well, what we can do is, as Christians, as writers, what we can do is advocate for Christ through our writing. We can not beat people over the head, with the word, but give them a word of encouragement by way of our writings. We can market ourselves as Christians and live, the life that we're marketing so that people may be more drawn, to us and maybe want to see God for themselves. So that's something that we can do is be that light in darkness for those who are seeking, a different way of life.
Okay. What inspired your first book, An Inspirational Touch, Embracing the Touch from God?
Well, that book was inspired by I met my dad for the first time at age 31, and he was a writer. I had never, known him prior to that, and we had decided that we were going to collaborate and write a book together. But prior to us launching that project, he died, and I just decided that I needed to go on without him. Go ahead and write what was in my heart, and I dedicated that book to him. And so that's what really got my writing started was an inspirational touch. And that book primarily just talks about my life and how we as women need to band together and build on relationships. And that's what that inspirational touch is about, touching each other's lives in an inspirational way.
Well, I want to personally say you are very much an inspiration to me and everybody that you talk to. I mean, you're just a wonderful person,
Thank you.
period. All right. Do you have any upcoming projects?
Oh, yes. February 5th, this Saturday, I will be hosting my first seminar for this year, and it's entitled Identity Crisis 101, Who Are You in Christ? It's going to be a phenomenal seminar where we're going to explore who we really are in Christ. We all know our name. We know where we were born. We know, who our siblings are and who our biological parents are. But do we really know who we are? Or do we know what our spiritual DNA is? Why are we here? What are we purposed to do? And that's what that seminar is going to be based on. And I'm really excited about that.
Okay. I'll remember to put that on the calendar too tonight.
All right, awesome.
Okay. Is there anything that we don't know about Miss Sabriena Williams?
Well, Sabriena Williams is really shy. Although you may not be able to tell that from some of my writings and some of my posts that I post on my different blogs and on the website. But I'm really a shy person, and writing helps me to come out of my shell. So that's something a lot of people don't know, but that's one thing a lot of people don't know about me.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're actually telling your story here, and a lot of people are going to get inspired by your story with this show here. I need a favor. I ask this favor of all the people that I interview. I was wondering if you had any advice for any upcoming Christian authors and aspiring writers out there who may want to write their own book.
Excuse me. Yes, the advice I have for upcoming authors is to just write. Just whatever it is that's on your heart, just write it down. It doesn't matter about the grammar at the time. It don't matter the format at the time. Just write it from your heart. I think a lot of upcoming authors try to write in a certain format because they want to get it right the first time. But as we all authors know that there is no getting it right the first time. There's always going back, editing, checking, proofreading, and all of that. So just write. Just write from your heart. Follow your dreams. If your dream is to become a writer or a full-time writer or a best-selling author or whatever your dream is, follow that dream. And don't let anyone discourage you from that dream. And the last thing is you have to market yourself. Not many authors, especially Christian authors that's out there, get discovered by just one or two books or one or two blogs. You have to put yourself out there, and you have to market yourself. You have to do interviews like this. You have to, give books away sometimes. You have to set up book shows, book clubs. You just have to go out there and market yourself.
Next, find out what author filmmaker Janaea Black is up to.